What's up, Fishing Fam? We're down here in Louisiana, and the Microbrewery Open Series starts right now. We are in the town of, how do you say it?
Natchitoches.
Natchitoches. See, I would have said Natchitoches, but my boy Justin here, he knows exactly what to say.
Yeah.
We're at Cane River Brewing Company, and Justin, tell us a little bit about how you started up, why you started up.
Yeah, sure.
What's going on?
Well, I appreciate you having us, Jason, and coming down. So I was in the hospitality industry. I was a restaurant manager for years, and people would come in about 7, 8 years ago. I always wanted to open up my own restaurant. That was kind of my life goal, was to own my own restaurant. People would always come in and ask what the local beer was. We didn't have a local beer. I'd say a Beta. That was the only flagship beer in Louisiana. And they would all laugh and say, we get that where we're from. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start my own brew pub and make my own beer and have my food. And then it just kind of went from there. So that was about 8 years ago. And we opened in November of 2018. So a little over 3 years in business now.
That's awesome. So 2018, 2019, probably some good years. Little thing, something happened in 2020.
Yeah, little something to everybody.
So how did COVID affect Cane River?
We weren't able to have any taproom sales. Distribution kind of went to a standstill for a while, as well as other bars and restaurants were closed for extended periods of time. Some even longer in Louisiana than some of the other states in the union. And also another big deal, our brewmaster passed away during that time as well. So we hit a lot of different roadblocks during that time.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear about that passing. And for folks watching this at home, one of the big reasons why we're doing the Microbrewery Open Series is to, have a good time. We're going to do this regardless. We're going to go check out different breweries because we love beer, okay? But more importantly, we love community. Mm-hmm. And doing business with a local guy like yourself that has those real-life struggles, right. That your big giant corporations, yep. They can still sleep at night.
Yeah, that's right.
You've really got to toss and turn over these decisions. Mm-hmm. COVID can make them break, as it did a lot of businesses. So
absolutely.
Appreciate your gut and sticking through it, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely, it hasn't been easy, and it's still not easy. A lot of people thinks that everything's back open and stuff. It's still a struggle. I mean, we were in a big hole, and we still got to come out of that hole.
Right.
So it is getting better, but by no means is it just, back to where it was.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, as you saw in some previous video, we've sampled the goods, and I can tell you the beer's on point. The Pilsner's awesome. That brown is fire. So what is your favorite beer that you put out that's kind of like, yeah, that's my beer?
The American Pale Ale, or IPA, I really like, but the brown too, like you said, that's one of my favorites as well. When I first started brewing and stuff, browns really wasn't my style. But now over time, we've got, it's a very light body, easy drinking, as I like to call it. It doesn't fill you up like some of your traditional browns do. So those two are probably my two favorites. Then just for an easy, any day drinking, the local or locale. I use a play on words for it, but those are my three flagships, if you will.
Awesome. And that locale beer you've got, I see you've paired it with a few different infusions.
Right.
Really put a little twist on it.
Put a little twist on it,
yeah. And for me, I'm not the big hoppy guy.
Sure.
Nicole, now she likes the American Pale Ale we have. She likes the IPAs, the hoppier stuff. Me, yeah.
We have a little bit something here for everybody. There's nothing that we just do here that's just so crazy. When we started these beers and these flagships, we wanted something. I guess I would call it a gateway. If you weren't into craft beer, this was kind of a gateway into it. And then we kind of advanced. It's funny watching the patrons come in the tap room, the locals over the last few years when they first come in. What's the closest to Bud Light or Michelob Ultra? Yeah. And they went from the Pilsner to the APA. So it's been a kind of a cool deal to watch everybody's palates change over the last few years as well.
And I think, you'll see that up in Indianapolis where we're from. There's definitely the brewery scene is a lot broader. It's alive and well.
Yeah.
I was telling you on the phone.
Real competitive.
Yeah, you could throw a stick and hit 20 of them without even batting an eye. So you've got a beautiful spot here. You've got room for a lot of people. You've got a lot of games. You got cornhole. You do like a trivia night, a karaoke night.
Trivia, karaoke. We also use this big venue for wedding venues or any type of receptions as well. So the viewers that aren't watching, this was an old cottonseed built in 1945, right after the war.
Oh, wow.
And so this is all the original shell in this building, and we've just refurbished it and cleaned it up. But this is all original, and what you see as far as the steel, it's actually U.S. steel, which you don't see a whole lot anymore. So
America.
yeah, America.
Yeah.
So it's a really, this building has, this whole complex has a really cool history.
Yeah, it's definitely got a cool history, a cool vibe, and a super cool look. I absolutely love the setup, what you've done with the place. It's fantastic. So if someone's coming into town, I know there's a university,
Northwestern State University.
Northwestern State.
Yeah.
Go Demons.
Go Demons. That's it.
Now, do you have any kind of deal going on with some beer there?
Well, yeah, so we actually make a beer for them, and that goes into the football games. It's a Demon Lager. It's a wheat lager that we make. And we've also been pairing up with some of the classes, and we have a microbiologist that's on staff as well that teams up with us, and he brings interns in here when they're kind of implementing brewing programs into the university as well. So it's kind of been a win-win. So it's getting kids interested in brewing, in college. I mean, I wish that was there when I was there. I'd have been the first one signed up for it. So
yeah.
It's really cool to watch that kind of grow and implement into that program over there.
Absolutely. And well, let's take it from Justin here. If you can't get the patrons to come along and get into the brew game, mold
them from the
heck yeah, mold the next generation. All right, make your own patrons. I mean, they're literally teaching the next generation on how to do beer, and I can promise you this, folks, they are doing it right. Right here at Cane River Brewing Company. Where are you located at exactly?
We're on 108 Mill Street, Natchitoches, Louisiana, and that's Natchitoches.
Yeah, they should definitely put that on the sign, like with the little
N-A-K-A-Tish. That's the best way to remember it.
Oh my gosh, So I'm glad you're a trusted expert at the name. I was going to talk to you about the name of the brewery. I think I kind of sort of figured it out on my way in. I seen a bass boat cruising down this little waterway. I think it's called the Cane River.
Yeah, Cane River Brewing. Cane River is literally about 50 feet outside of our doors right here. So just a little bit history behind that. The Cane River here was actually a part of the Red River. There was a log jam here in the 1714s, and this was actually, Natchitoches is the oldest settlement in the Louisiana Purchase. So it's older than New Orleans and anything that was in the Louisiana Purchase. So there's a lot of history and I guess tourists that come to this place just because it's a couple years older than even New Orleans. So
wow.
It's but yeah, the Cane River runs 26 miles right outside, runs right through downtown Natchitoches.
It's a beautiful spot. Definitely got a lot of history. I did see a sign on the way in as a church that was founded in 1846.
1846. One of the cemeteries here is one of the oldest cemeteries as well in the country. A lot of rich and old history here.
That is fantastic. Well, I can't thank you guys enough for having us out. Your beer is fantastic. Your story's even better. I hope everybody, if you're watching, come down if you're ever in the, would you call it northwestern or far western part of
Northwest Louisiana.
Northwest Louisiana, East Texas.
Yep.
You're just a hop, skip, and a jump away. We're about 45 minutes from Toledo Bend Reservoir. I know a lot of you guys are fishing fam out there, so you're going to fish. This is the best watering hole in Louisiana. I promise you that. You got to come down, check out Justin, check out his beers. I promise you it's worth the trip. Justin, anything else you want to say? Where can they find you on socials or anything like that?
Yeah, social media. We're on Cane River Brewing. Our website is caneriverbrewing.com. We're on Instagram, just basically all the social media platforms. Distribution we have also. You can pick our beer up throughout basically all the northwest part of the state into southwest and central Louisiana as well. So we're almost covered the entire state. We haven't got there yet. Hopefully we can get that over the next year or two.
Well, yeah, and that's a great segue to my next question. I'm like, where do you want to see this thing grow into? Do you want to be the new Budweiser?
I don't want to be a Budweiser. I like the small feel of community, but I would like to be statewide in Louisiana. I would like to be in the New Orleans and the Baton Rouge markets. but yeah, I mean, this is home here. So I love the tap room. I love the events. I love all the community and fundraisers that we can do here. This is just a brewery is a part of a community, if you will,
Yes.
and we like to be a big part of that.
I couldn't agree with you more. Black Dog Brewery back home, it's definitely the home base. You know
That's
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah,
And
that's right.
there's a
Yeah.
sense of pride that
Yeah.
goes with it.
Yep, that's exactly right. There's so many times that you'll travel around the state, around the country, and the first thing most people do is like, where's the local brewery or where's the local place to go meet and hang out with people and kind of find out where to go eat at, and things like that. So we kind of pride ourselves on being that for this town.
Yeah, well, I think you're off to a great start, man. In 3 years, 3 years from now,
Yeah.
I'm sure down in NOLA they'll be they'll be definitely sipping on some Cane River beer down on Bourbon Street. I can promise you
hope
that.
So, yeah.
It tastes a whole lot better than Hurricanes they serve. They're overpriced, folks.
Yeah.
Don't go for the big jugs. It's
Yeah.
not worth it. Get you some Cane River. It'll be good to go. So, Justin, again, I can't thank you enough. I
thank
can't
you.
wait. We're going to leave you guys with some ice cold beer that we brought from Indiana. It's still got ice in it.
It's
Orion
still-
Coolers
yeah.
keeping it chill for, I think this is the 8th day.
Wow, and there's a lot of ice in there. I don't know. There's still a lot of ice.
There's
in
still
there.
ice. There's still cold, baby.
Yeah.
But we're going to kick it out of here. We're going to go home and get back to that camper, and we'll be fishing in the morning. Until next time, Justin,
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much.
Yep, absolutely.
tight lines, guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you later.